He was home the whole time. So whose voice was I running toward? There's an old piece of folklore, older than most religions, that says if something in the woods calls your name, you don't answer. You don't run toward it. You walk away, slowly, and you never, ever look back. I didn't know that rule. Not until it was already too late. It was a regular afternoon. 14, maybe 15 years old. I was in the woods behind my family's property. Nothing unusual. I'd been out there 100 times before. The kind of woods where you know every trail, every rotting log, every shortcut back to the house. Safe. Familiar. Then I heard it. My dad's voice. Frantic. Coming from across the pond. On the far side of the tree line. I stopped walking. Listened. He called again. Same urgency. Same panic. Like something had gone very wrong very fast. I yelled back. Dad, what happened? What's wrong? Silence. So I ran. Through the brush, around the pond. Ducking branches, running toward whatever danger I assumed he was in. When I broke through the tree line on the other side. Nothing. No one. Just trees. And quiet. And the feeling, the very specific feeling, that something had just stepped backward into the dark between the pines. I went home. My dad was in the kitchen. Had been for hours. Never left the house. Swore on it then. Swears on it to this day. That was the day something followed me home. It didn't start immediately. These things, whatever they are, they're patient. The first few weeks felt almost normal. A sound here. A shadow there. The kind of thing your brain files under you're tired. Go to sleep. But then the sleep itself became the problem. I'd wake up in the dark and feel it before I could see anything. A pressure. Not on top of me exactly. More like around me. Like the air in the room had grown denser on purpose. Like something had pulled close and was waiting to see if I'd open my eyes. The first time something grabbed me, I was certain I was dreaming. The second time, I stopped being certain. It wasn't violent. It was deliberate. A grip. Slow. Like it wanted me to know it was there. Like the message was the contact itself. I can reach you. I moved. A few months later, different city, fresh start. Clean slate. Except it wasn't. Whatever I'd responded to in those woods hadn't lost my address. It had just waited for me to get comfortable again. Let me describe something to you, and I want you to pay attention, because if you've seen this, you'll know exactly what I mean before I finish the sentence. Tall, perfectly still, standing in the corner of the room or at the foot of the bed, wearing what looks like a long coat and a wide-brimmed hat. No features visible, just a shape, darker than the darkness around it. The Hat Man. Thousands of people across the country have reported this exact figure. Same description, no connection to each other. Different states, different backgrounds, different ages. And the common thread? Almost everyone who sees him reports it began after a specific moment. A moment where they felt they'd crossed some kind of threshold. Said yes to something that asked without asking. Opened a door they didn't know was there. He doesn't move when you see him. He just watches. And somehow that's worse. Because it means he's not trying to scare you. He's studying you. Here's the one that breaks people when I describe it. Because it sounds almost mundane until you really think about it. Imagine waking up to the sound of an animal, frantic, four-legged, sprinting back and forth across your room. Not pacing, sprinting, like something is panicking, trapped, moving as fast as it physically can in a tight space. You turn on the light. Nothing there. The sound stops the second you move. But the moment you're still again, in the dark, it starts up again. Back and forth, like a pacing that's been happening for years. And you've only just tuned into the frequency. Some researchers in the paranormal field have described this phenomenon as a residual haunting attachment, an energy that doesn't have intelligence, just pattern. It repeats because it's stuck, not because it's aware. But others say it's something else entirely. A lure, something that mimics distress to make you reach out, to make you react, to make you respond. Sound familiar? There's a reason 3 a.m. has a reputation in paranormal circles, but fewer. People talk about what happens in the window just before dawn, that quiet stretch between roughly 2 and 4 a.m., where reported activity seems to peak in thousands of documented cases. Some researchers call it the dead hour. REM sleep is deepest, consciousness is most vulnerable, and whatever lives in the margins finds it easier to get close. Staying awake past 4 a.m. doesn't make you immune, but there's something to it. Something about the crossing into early morning light, metaphorically or literally, that seems to change the energy in a space. Some traditions say it's the shift between liminal time and waking time, Others don't try to explain it. They just know that after 4 a.m., things quiet down. And sometimes, knowledge without explanation is enough to keep you safe. Here's what I've come to believe, and I'm not the first to say this. In folklore from cultures across the world, Native American, Eastern European, West African, Celtic, there exists a consistent warning about mimics. Entities that were the voices of people you love. People you'd run toward without thinking. They're not haunting a location. They don't care about houses or land. They care about people. Specifically, they care about connection, about being acknowledged. And when you respond, when you call back, when you run toward the voice, when you say, "I hear you," what's wrong? Something in that exchange is interpreted as an invitation, not by our rules, by theirs. You weren't an idiot. You were a kid who heard their dad's voice and did exactly what a good person would do. The cruelty of it is that it specifically hunts for that instinct. I want to be careful here because this part matters. Across dozens of documented accounts, a few things seem to reduce activity consistently. Spiritual anchors, a Bible, a rosary, a meaningful religious text, the specific tradition seems to matter, less than the sincerity of belief. Behind the object, these things appear to function as boundaries when the person holding them genuinely believes in what they represent, disrupting passive receptivity. What that means in plain terms, when you stop being a quiet, still, half-asleep target, when you actively engage your conscious mind, your voice, your intention, the energy shifts. Morning routines, spoken prayers, music, lights, community. This one is underrated. Whatever these things feed on, it seems to be disrupted, genuinely disrupted, by other human presence. Not just physical presence, but engaged, warm, alive human energy. It may not be gone, but it can be managed, pushed back, held at the threshold. And sometimes, if you're consistent, if you're intentional, it does eventually quiet down on its own, like it moved on to something easier. You mentioned it's been getting better. That matters. Don't dismiss that. Whatever found you in those woods, it used the one voice it knew would make you move without thinking. And you've been paying the toll ever since. But here's the thing about decade-long encounters that slowly diminish. You're still here. Whatever this is, it hasn't won. And maybe that's the most important thing to hold on to. Stay safe. Stay skeptical. But don't dismiss what you know you've experienced. And maybe, just maybe, don't answer when something calls your name from the dark side of the water.